Hey guys, welcome to the Pixel Nuts Twitch channel. Today we're going to be playing our new game called Rocket Rumble, which is out in early access on Steam right now. And yeah, we're going to be playing the live build today. So if there's any of you guys out there that have the game that want to come and play with us, you can feel free. We just got off of like our big Christmas event and everything a couple weeks ago, so we're just kind of getting back into playing the normal game. And whoops, I screwed up the streaming thing because I was tabbed into the wrong thing. And yeah, looking into just kind of working on our core game stuff and looking for problems and solutions for our core gameplay stuff for the next little while, basically. So yeah, if any of you guys want to come and play and help us test out the game, you're welcome to. And yeah, I'm going to jump right into a game if you guys want to queue up. And then everybody can introduce ourselves. And our question of the day today is going to be, what was your favorite game that you played all year? Or it could just be, it could even be the worst game that you played, something that left an impression on you that you actually remembered from 2021. Oh, nice. 4-player game right out the gate.
I know how to the game open on time pro.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
I even had time to customize my dog.
I don't have time to customize, but I bought my stuff from the shop.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, I gotta do that.
What game stuck out for you, Mark? I guess you can start with you.
Well, the most recent one is like, I wanted to play Luigi's Mansion 3 since it came out, and I've been playing it, but I haven't beat it, so I can't really say that it was my favorite, but I was definitely, it's like exciting, and I got sucked right into it. But I think my favorite game that I played this year from start to finish was I finally sat down and played Shovel Knight plus all of its DLCs and stuff. Like, I played the whole game. And yeah, like, I played it on my 3DS too. I just really enjoyed it a lot. Like, it's one of the best like retro platforming games, I think, that, you know, captures the feeling of like the NES games, but also like makes it widescreen and just has like some of the more modern stuff, but still keeps with that art style. But
yeah, Shovel Knight's awesome. I don't think I've played any of the DLC though.
Yeah, they have. That's the thing. I was like waiting for some of the DLC to be finished so that I could play through like a bunch of it. So there's like the regular Shovel Knight campaign, which is called Shovel of Hope. And then there's campaigns for a bunch of like the bad guys, and some of them tell their backstories and stuff like that. So there's like a campaign for Plague Knight. And he's like an alchemist and uses potions and stuff. And then there's a campaign for what's his name? I can't remember. He's like the Grim Reaper style knight, and he's got like super... They all have really unique gameplay. Like, they don't just play like Shovel Knight. They have like totally different movesets. And then the last one they released was of King Knight. That was called King of Cards. But yeah, it was pretty awesome playing through like the whole thing. It's just so perfect. Like, I struggle to find anything I don't like about the game, which is
Rare.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Luigi's Mansion 2 is obviously awesome, but I haven't finished it yet, so I can't say for sure whether it's like the best Luigi's Mansion game or anything like that. But it's pretty sweet so far. What about you, Ben?
I actually, this year I played a lot of games. I didn't play anything consistently though, so that's kind of a hard question for me. But like one game that I think that I did really enjoy was called The Turing Test. It's kind of an older game now, but I think it came out like 2014. But it's kind of like a Portal, like puzzle FPS. It was interesting. But I also played. I played through Oceanhorn, the first one. That was great.
Oh, nice.
What else did? Oh, Crusader Kings 3. I'll probably say that. That game, I love that game. Probably played it the most. out of everything this year. I could list off all the games, but like those are probably the top 3, I guess. I don't know.
It's hard to
Nothing else?
remember. I don't even remember like all the games that I played on stream. I can't remember all of them. But I kind of forgot about that. I got into a lot of horror games this year that I really liked, and I've never really played anything like that before.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, I just looked at my desktop and was like looking for game icons. I can't remember last year. It's all a blur now, So yeah, I guess that's my probably favorite games of the year. But
Crusader Kings 3.
Yeah, probably. I played that one a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's a really complicated game, and like it that sounds like a negative, but it's kind of a positive because you get into all these deep systems and like how they work together, and like you're like plotting like your political moves and stuff, and like marrying this family so you can get some power, and maybe murdering somebody so someone else takes the throne. And it's interesting, but not for everybody. But I thought it was.
I know what you mean. Sometimes I'm in the mood to like sit down with a really complicated strategy game or something like that.
Yeah. The cool thing about it too is it has kind of like some RPG elements. So like the players, you play as different like people throughout the game. Like you have like your family line, and then when your one character dies, you become his heir, and they have different personality traits, and they kind of which makes you play the game a little differently, because there's certain the choices that you can make in the game, but that character might not make that choice, so you can choose to do it as the player, but it'll give you like stress, so it kind of forces you to kind of play as
forces you to like role play, basically.
Yeah, there's
right?
a bit of a role playing element to it, and it's kind of like there's like a gameplay side to it, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so if you have like a really kind character, like so if you do anything like cruel or anything, you get negatives to it, but it might be good in the long run. And then the opposite, if you have like a greedy character, if you have any choice where you can make more money, you kind of don't have to pick it, but you're encouraged to. But yeah, that's probably Crusader Kings 3. My choice for the games. I don't know. What about you, Vince?
I think Angie's next.
Oh, I'm not watching the stream, so I don't know who's.
Vince is still trying to think of what he played this year.
I didn't play anything.
What about Rocket Rumble? That one's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
That's up there.
Yeah.
That's the only game any of us really played this year, I think.
I know, right? 200 some hours.
I think we're a little biased, but yeah.
It's still fun though.
Yeah.
After all this time. I think that's saying something.
Yeah.
In chat, Matt says, Throne, strategy, family lines. Boy, this game has changed. I assume he's talking about Rocket Rumble.
Oh yeah, Riku put out a hit on Pepper. Pepper's son took over. Gotten crazy.
The Fur Throne. They're all after the Fur Throne.
What have you been playing, Angie? What did you play last year, I guess?
I think my favorite games I played last year were both like management sims. So like Jurassic World
Oh, I want to
Evolution,
play that
or whatever
one.
the hell it's called. It's so fun. There's a second one out now that I'm tempted to buy, but
Yeah, that seems so
I may as well
quick.
just wait till it's like on sale or something. But the other one's called 2 Point Hospital.
Oh, I've heard of that one too.
It's so good.
What is that one about? I've never heard of it.
You just run like you build a hospital essentially.
Yeah, it's basically like a new version of Theme Hospital, right? Or
But
It's
it's
like-
all like super jokey. Like there's like this little radio station that plays all the time, and like everything about it's hilarious. And It's just like nonstop jokes and stuff. It's really cute.
I do love me some of those management games.
Oh, I love it. Like back to the days of Roller Coaster
Yeah.
Tycoon.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite single player kind of games to play, I think.
I think I appreciate those games more now too. Now that I'm older, like when I was a kid playing SimCity, I think I even played it before I knew how to read. So like I didn't really know what.
Yeah, I didn't really
I still don't understand
it.
SimCity.
I still don't know how to read.
I still enjoyed playing it, but I didn't really understand it. I think mostly what I did was just like use one of the towns that had already been started and then like have
Destroy it
a
with a
tornado go
monster.
through or whatever, and have the aliens invade. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really sandboxy. I think that's what kind of led to a lot of my enjoyment of it.
Yeah, it was one of my very first like computer games when I was growing up.
Mm.
SimCity 2000.
Well, when we were younger, that was like the most popular stuff on computer, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's like first-person shooters and like strategy or, you know, those management type sim games. It was like something that computers had that nothing else could do because you really need a mouse and keyboard to like play those type of games.
Mm.
All those games too, like RimWorld and Dwarf Fortress and stuff, they all have their roots in like those type of sim games, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're a lot different, obviously, but they have a lot of shared elements.
Yeah, especially Dwarf Fortress. I think like that's a really complex.
Yeah, it's basically like Dwarven Sim City,
Yeah.
except it's just
Yeah,
more
that's a good way to put it.
complicated. Like you could control it more finitely than you can something like Sim City, but same kind of a base idea, you know. What about you, Vince?
Oh, I don't know. I
Think of
really
anything?
I played anything. So I feel like this year I played Miles Morales, the Spider-Man game.
Oh, nice.
And I started Ghost of Tsushima. I'm pretty sure that's all that I played in all of 2021, and I didn't even finish Ghost of Tsushima. I played for like, I don't know, maybe 10 hours at the most.
Those are big games too, so
So those are, I guess, my top two.
Still good games. Like the Spider-Man games are.
Yeah, Miles Morales is great. The Spider-Man games they're both really good. But Ghost of Tsushima is awesome too. I just haven't had a chance to like sit down and play.
Yeah, that's the problem I find with AAA games. Like I don't have the time to complete the full experience.
Yeah, for something especially like it's not a huge game, but it's still like bigger than most of the games I play. Like Miles Morales, I think you can beat it pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
But-
yeah. There's lots of like side content in the Spider-Man games, but you could probably run through the story pretty quick, right?
Someone in chat says you've been doing too much 3D art, not enough gaming.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be true.
Yeah.
Oh, I got another game that I played this year. It's a mobile game called Angry Moles. It's like 2-player Angry Birds.
What? Oh my
So you're
god.
like you're like Angry Birdsing against each other, and you can like build your own little fortress and then knock other people's down. That's
That
it.
sounds awesome.
That sounds
It's
awesome.
actually really fun. I think
Kinda
it's
like-
still in like early access or something, but like mobile early access.
Cool. Is it?
But it's
like-
hella enjoyable.
Does it match with online people or?
Yeah, I mean it's mostly bots, but you do get like the
Yeah.
occasional real person.
That's cool.
But yeah, super fun. I 100% recommend it. Haven't played it in ages, but it's good.
Yeah, I feel like there is quite a few good mobile games out there now. Just like the
There
mobile
is.
market, it's so like
Just
Probably
knowing
just
which ones to
impossible
get.
find them.
Basically,
Yeah.
if you want to find good mobile games, you just have to go to the premium game section. Like all the good ones cost money up
Angry
front.
Moles is free.
A lot of the good ones, I guess, but
But I guess like, this is a multiplayer thing, so it would have to be.
That's true.
Free, pretty much.
I actually got recently. I showed you guys that new device I got that has Android on it. So I actually got the Google Play Pass. That you pay like $5.99 a month or something, and you get like a bunch of games for free. It's basically like Xbox Game Pass, but for Android.
Cool.
And it came with some sweet games. Like it came with Stardew Valley, Dead Cells,
Nice.
that Level Head game I showed you guys, and like hundreds of other ones that are all like premium ones. It doesn't come with any of the Square Enix games or anything like that, but
Oh no, they're charging full price for those.
yeah, fucking $30 for their mobile games, those guys.
Oh, it's wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
I have this like app on my phone. It's like Google Opinion Rewards or something, and like
Oh,
every
yes.
so often it just like sends you a survey for like Google money.
Yeah, I've got
Bought a
that
few
too.
games that way. I bought Stardew that way and a couple other stupid games.
The mobile version of Stardew is great, and like the controller support works perfectly fine on it.
Oh, Minecraft. Minecraft is the other one.
Oh yes,
On
Minecraft.
mobile, or is that
On mobile, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minecraft has like a full version out now on phones. Like it's not just, it used to be Pocket Edition, but now they have like a full cross-platform version of it,
That's awesome.
with controller support and everything.
I really want to see more of that, like mobile cross-platform.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Not
I
me.
think
It's sweet. It's like a big hole in Minecraft. That's really all I've done.
I've never played Minecraft.
Got scared when like the bad things came.
that should
so.
be your New Year's resolution, Vince. Play
No, don't. You'll get obsessed.
I won't. I just won't even. I can't. I don't care.
I don't care.
Minecraft
care
is
about Minecraft.
legitimately like an amazing game, but it just kind of sucks because everybody kind of sees it as a kid's game now because that's what Microsoft markets it as, but it's like an amazing game.
I'll never play it.
Right.
You know.
I mean, I thought that too until I downloaded it for mobile
Yeah.
with my Google Opinion Rewards money.
I think marketing like that's kind of weird because like if you look at the actual demographic, like the people who are actually playing it, and that's not just Minecraft. Like look at Pokemon. Like it's marketed to kids too, but most of the people playing it are like 30 plus years old.
Yeah, but maybe it's because they know those people are going to buy it and they're trying to get a new audience.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a big part of it. Like that could be said of almost any Nintendo game. Like even Zelda and Mario stuff, there is a huge demographic of like people our age that buy those games, but they don't need to advertise them to us really.
No, we know they're coming.
Yeah,
They got
I
us.
guess I didn't consider that. Yeah.
yeah, they got us on lockdown already.
Mark, did you buy the like analog Game Boy or whatever?
Oh, the Analog Pocket?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I did not buy one, no, but I'm kind of regretting
Did you
not
buy
buying
two?
one. No. I don't have any actual Game Boy cartridges.
You can buy like cartridges that can like whatever run ROMs.
Yeah,
right?
that can do a bunch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably should have bought one, but I mean, it's a slick device. I love it.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
I'm hoping that, it's got like an SD card slot and stuff, so I'm hoping that people will develop the ability for it to just play ROMs without like having to use a cart,
Yeah.
which, personally, I think that they released it without that capability so that Nintendo wouldn't come after them or something.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's probably easily changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, the problem is I was like, oh, I'll probably get one once I see what they're like. And now it's like, if you pre-order one, you don't
Impossible.
get it till like the end of 2023 now.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh god, I'm
noticed
never gonna
that.
get one. It's such a slick device too. Like, I mean, that thing that I got is great for Game Boy games too, but I like the idea of having like a vertical device for it that looks like
I
a
want one of those little
Game Boy
playdate things.
What is that?
Playdate.
It's like a little tiny, I don't know, Game Boy looking thing. It's got like the crank on the side.
Oh yeah.
Frank.
That's like from one of the companies that makes the stuff like the device I got. It's from Pow Kitty. I love
Stupid.
Yeah,
those.
like the company used to make like software, and then they like decided they wanted to make hardware.
It's like really popular these days. All this like cheap emulation focused hardware.
It's not
It's
really
pretty-
emulated though. It's like it's all its own self-contained thing. So it's got its own games, its own marketplace, its own
Oh, does
everything.
it?
yeah. Like everything that's for it's been like designed specifically for it.
I think that's a really hard sell in today's day and age. But
Oh, it's crazy. I don't know how they're gonna make any money other than the fact that it's like novel.
yeah,
It's
And
a
I
cool
think
idea.
people will buy into that. Like I bought into it, or I would like to, you know.
There is an emulation device like mine that has a crank on the side and looks like a Game Boy too. So I thought you were talking about that one.
Maybe people modded it or something. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
when you say crank, like you mean like you have to like spin something or?
Yeah, it's technically part of like the controller, so that's like part of its
Oh,
gimmick is that you can like wind it forwards and backwards. There's like a time traveling game.
A fishing game.
I don't think there was a fishing game, and that was like one of the oversights to like their first round of games, is there was no like fishing thing. I
Yeah,
think
like,
they added
listen.
one in after.
how can you not have a fishing game on a game
I feel like
console
that
with a
device
crank?
was born for a fishing. He was like, "Oh, I want to make a fishing game, but
Well,
I really wish I had a
think
crank."
the idea was
control."
the devs got to do whatever they wanted, and there was no like communication between any
Nobody
of them.
wanted to
So
make
like
a fishing game.
it's like, oh, everyone's gonna make a fishing game, and then nobody made one.
yeah.
There was like a golf game, I think. I did art for one of the games that's supposed to come out for like next season.
Oh, cool.
It's like a music game. I don't know what the gameplay's like. I just did some like random pictures for it.
That's cool. I just love the idea of like a crank. Like that's such an interesting design choice. Like I don't know, like what would cause someone to think that? Like I don't know.
They just wanted to do something different. I feel like it's not actually a good idea.
I don't know. It looks awkward, but it could be good.
The other device that I'm talking about, the crank on the side, is to charge the battery.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So you can just like
Yeah.
bring it camping or something and just
Yeah.
crank it and play.
That's
I've got a
exactly.
flashlight like that, but yeah. No, that's
Same with Conker's Bad Fur Day. Well, that must have been from a while ago.
I don't even see that.
Yeah, it's on the Twitch chat.
Oh,
then-
yeah, there it is.
And then Matt said, I know a lot of people who didn't even think the new remakes were good, but still got it because it's Pokemon. What were we talking about to do with that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
I think
either.
I was talking about the marketing for like Nintendo games.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
hmm
I don't know. I said it before already, but I prefer just to play the original versions of those Pokemon games myself. I don't need like a 3D remake that I don't personally think looks as good as the original versions, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like the way the 3D ones look.
Yeah. They're not good, generally.
They're
from
not
what I've
good.
seen.
I mean, I never played one, so I don't know.
Yeah,
but-
me neither.
I played
won't.
like X and Y and Sun and Moon and stuff. And I played the remake of Ruby and Sapphire for 3DS, and I didn't like that one very much. I don't know, it's just like I could see remaking the original Game Boy games, but stuff for Game Boy Advance doesn't need to be remade. Like, it still looks really good.
Right?
Yeah.
What if
I
they
don't know.
re-released it? I think that would be better.
Yeah.
Right?
that
It
would-
really
yeah.
would.
And like the latest remakes are of DS games, which definitely don't need a remake. Like, you know what I mean? It's just weird.
What they could do is they could do what like Dragon Warrior did, and they could have like a 2D mode. Was it Dragon Warrior? that did
Yes,
that?
yeah. Dragon Quest
Yeah, Dragon Quest. Yeah.
11 has like a 2D mode that you can swap to. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like I would totally buy into something like that.
Something like that would be cool. Yeah, if you had both versions and you could like swap between it or something, that would be cool.
Like that would be a lot more work for them, obviously. But...
So I think I was talking about this. I went out and bought a Switch Lite
Did you?
Oh yeah.
because I got Chris her Switch Lite and I kept playing on it and I was like, oh my god, like I can't even go back to the regular Switch as a portable device.
Why?
It's so fucking bulky. I hate it.
Oh my
It's
god.
really heavy.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
I
The Switch
can't
is so
stand it.
heavy and cumbersome to play handheld.
The
But I
one-
only play it handheld, so I don't know.
But
So
is it
now-
bulky enough and cumbersome enough to buy a second Switch?
For me,
Like,
yeah.
That is crazy.
I almost bought a Switch Lite recently too. There was one
Oh,
for sale
man.
for like $150, and it came with like some Mario game. And I was like, "That's a pretty good deal."
Yeah. I just
But
don't
I didn't
play my
buy it.
Switch enough to care, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, the other
I mean, I
thing
don't
is
really
like
either. That's
I
the
have so
problem.
many like retro, 8 and 16-bit games on the Switch, and the original Switch doesn't even have a D-pad, so all those games feel like shit to play.
Right.
So that was another
Mm-hmm.
big reason to get
Yeah.
a Switch Lite for me. Like some of them you can get away with because they're designed around it, but even something like Celeste, I have a really hard time playing without a real D-pad. But you think Pokemon should just be 2D? Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think it should still be pixel art. I think we were talking
We're
about
just-
that last week.
I'm fine with it being 3D if it was just looked good. Like they
That's
just
true.
don't. I don't know why they don't make it look good. They must have so much
Either they
money.
have the money, like
I don't understand, like, why don't, if they don't know what the fuck to do, why don't they just, like, get some help from Nintendo?
Yeah.
I'm
Nintendo
sure they
obviously
have all
knows
the
what they're
help they
doing.
could need.
I don't know. Yeah,
They
like,
just make-
I don't get it. If Nintendo can make Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey and Luigi's Mansion and shit, how can Game Freak not, like, make a good-looking Pokemon game? I don't get it.
Yeah, I think they could. They just don't care to.
They don't care enough.
I
That's
mean, if they're
definitely a
making money-
They
possibility.
don't need to care enough. I mean, that's the
Exactly.
problem.
That's
I mean,
the-
they're making 2 fucking games this year. Like, obviously, I don't care too much, I guess, yeah.
I'm interested to see that new one, Arceus. or whatever the hell it's
Arceus?
called.
Yes.
Arc-
It's either
Whatever.
gonna be a big hit or a big flop. That's what I think.
I
Yeah.
think it's ambitious and cool idea, but I don't think they've had enough time to actually make what it
Why-
should
I
be.
think it's going to be a big empty world.
Yep, that's
to
what
be
I think
honest.
too.
What is the ambitious idea? I don't even remember how it's different.
I mean, it looks like it's a big open world game where you can see all the Pokemon like roaming around and kind of doing their thing, and you can walk up to them and throw out your Pokemon and battle them, or throw a Pokeball and try to catch them. Yeah, I don't know. It still has turn-based battles by the looks of it, but I think I don't really know. The other hook of it, I guess, is that it's like in ancient times kind of thing.
Is it?
It's like in Pokemon's version of feudal Japan.
Oh,
Excuse me.
because everybody looks kind of modern.
I know, it's
All the
weird.
Characters.
I don't know.
They're just really ahead of their time,
Maybe they're time travelers.
They released a trailer recently and I watched it, and like I can see that the idea is cool, but every time they showed like a wide shot of the landscape, it just looked huge and copy pasted trees and empty.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, I feel like that's, like, I'm assuming we were talking about the same trailer. It just, like, showed, like, half of the content in the game.
Yeah, that's what it
Is what
seemed
feels
like.
Yeah.
And I think that there's going to be like a single like town hub area in the middle of the game, and that's it. Like there's not going to be any like, towns to discover and gyms to battle or anything. I don't think it's not going to have any of that stuff. At least doesn't seem like it to me.
It might have a good story, maybe. Like
It
might
could.
be strength wise. I don't know.
Like, honestly, I don't think I play games for the story. So when I look back on games that I've played, I don't remember the story of, like, any of them.
No, not generally.
It depends on the game. There's a couple
Yeah.
standouts, but I
Yeah,
played
like The
mostly
Last
for the
of Us.
gameplay. Yeah,
It has to be fun though. That's the I think most
for sure.
important.
Mhm.
Even if it has a good story.
It could be cool though. I didn't realize that game was like in the past. It would be cool if it was like the origin of Pokemon tournaments, like if it was like the first battling of Pokemon, which is kind of a weird, like brutal dogfighting.
But it's
kind
weird
of
that they
thing, but
have like Pokeballs and stuff. That all seems like pretty modern technology.
That's true.
yeah. I honestly don't know.
I think it was like Pokeballs were invented at this time or something.
Yeah,
or-
something like that.
Okay.
I know,
Gotcha.
like the TMs in the game. I think, like in the original Pokemon game, they're CBs, but I think in this one they're scrolls. So you teach your Pokemon new moves. I think I'm trying to go like what I remember about the game.
Yeah, well, I don't know for sure about that kind of stuff. It just seems like it. Also, I'm sorry, I'm having like nose problems right now for some reason.
COVID.
COVID, yeah, that's what it is.
Just stand. Everybody stand 6 feet away from the screen. Which is fine.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just like, I'm sure eventually I'll play Pokemon Sword and Shield, and they're probably pretty good, but after all the DLC's been added and everything, but there's just so much about like the newer games that just doesn't excite me anymore like it used to, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think I've been excited about a Pokemon game since like Gold and Silver came out.
Yeah, I haven't played a Pokemon game since Red and
Well, actually, no.
I played Red.
Pokemon Snap. When Pokemon Snap came
Oh,
out,
yeah.
Pokemon Snap
that
was
was
cool.
that was a big
The
one.
new one,
But,
right? You're talking about the new
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Yeah.
I like
In my mind, Pokemon Snap, the original, just always succeeded. Like I don't know when that came out.
I like all the DS games, Pokemon games like Black and White and the remakes of Gold and Silver. I really like those ones. But
I've only played Red, and I was like excited for them to remake those games, but then they basically took out the combat, right? Like it was.
yeah,
So I
Yeah,
didn't
like-
care about that after I found that out too. I was like, okay, well,
Pikachu.
they
I
remade them
definitely played those.
into like Pokemon Go games, basically,
Yeah.
with some elements from the other games.
Hmm.
Because yeah, I was excited about a 3D remake of those games too at one time, but it killed my excitement pretty quickly when they revealed what it was actually going to be like.
Yeah. Bummer.
Angie, you're level 57. Holy crap!
I'm getting up there.
I'm level 50.
Ben, how are you 12?
I got banned for hacking.
Yeah.
No, I reset my account to test some stuff. So.
You keep all your items?
No, I deleted all my items too. I've been
Wow.
slowly getting them back. Sometimes there might be a bug where, like, if you have a lot of stuff, it doesn't appear, but if you don't, so.
I can't even think of like a good story game that I've played recently, Angie.
Right.
I think you're right. Like a lot of them, the story just has to be serviceable enough to like get me through like the gameplay segments because I enjoy those. There are some games though that I've played in the last couple of years, like Undertale, for example, is like all story, and that's the only reason I like that game is because of the story, because the
never
combat and
played
stuff isn't
Undertale.
very interesting. But they're pretty rare to have like really good story focused games like that.
Yeah.
Even if it has a great story, like Vince said, it's got to be fun anyway. Like it's got to
Yeah.
have some good gameplay to keep
Like
you.
I wouldn't have played The Last of Us through if I couldn't, like if it was annoying to play or
Yeah,
whatever. Like the combat in that game is still amazing. I think just people talk about it for its story and stuff, but the combat, like the gameplay, is still good.
It's still a game, so it's gotta service that aspect of it. It's not a story. It's not like a book or, you know.
Unless it's like a visual novel or whatever.
Yeah, even those have like some gameplay elements. And I don't know. I don't play them. But...
They have choices. They have
The Last of
choices
Us
you
is pretty unique to, like, even when I think about playing Uncharted, I don't play them for the story. I play them for like the Hollywood style action set pieces and stuff like that. They do have like okay stories, but that's not why I play those games. But Last of Us, definitely, I think the story is like the main draw for me for those games. But God of War had a good story, but
Yeah.
you know,
But same thing, like the gameplay is amazing.
gameplay is amazing. Yeah.
Are you talking about the most recent one? Have
The
you played
new
it
one,
yet?
yeah. I haven't beaten it, but I've played it, yeah.
That's one game I still need to play.
I played the first little bit of it, but I didn't get very far.
It's amazing. I love that game.
I fought like one really long battle, and I was just like annoyed by it, and I didn't want to play anymore.
I mean, I guess it is. What, the new one you're talking about, right? Like the PS4 one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you fought Baldur probably at the beginning, and it was like,
I
wow,
did,
this is
yeah.
just too long.
This is just, like, you're like, okay, sweet, I beat him, and then you're like, oh, I gotta fight him like 6 more
Yeah,
times.
and then
this
yeah.
whole encounter is over.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, oh, we're gonna fight at the house, and then we're gonna fight the field, and then we're gonna fight the field some more. And it's just too much.
That game's amazing. Maybe I'll replay it.
I feel something like Zelda games, for example, and to a lesser extent Mario games too. Like, you play them for the story, kind of, but it's not really for like the what's going on. It's more like the story of what's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like when you're exploring an area and you're kind of figuring out the story of what's happened in that area. Like, that's like another thing that I really like in games, especially open world games.
Kind of more like environmental storytelling or something.
Yeah, basically. Or like in Fallout, you like come to, you know, an old factory where they constructed robots, and as you're going through killing enemies, you're like reading computer logs about what happened here, and I like that kind of storytelling a lot in those, especially big open world games like that, like just
I hate
breadcrumb
reading that
stuff.
I think I've decided I don't like open world games.
I don't either. Typically, I love Breath of the Wild, and I really love Horizon too. But I can't play open world games otherwise.
They just have to be done right, I think.
Yeah, I only like a select few of them.
But yeah, like even the Breath of the Wild, which is fun, it is fun to play, and like it's full of content, but I'm still not like sold on it, you know?
Do you think that you will be?
I really don't, to be honest.
Are you going to keep playing it?
I will. I want to beat it just for like, you know, posterity or
Have you
whatever,
done
but...
any of like the key storylines yet? Like any of the divine beasts? No,
I've just
not
been
yet.
like running around in the
If you want to get
getting
the good
distracted by side quests.
ending, if you want to get the good ending, you have to collect all the Korok seeds.
Oh my god,
Okay.
no!
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No, you gotta do it. It's
Even when I play open world games, though, I don't do any side quests. Like, I don't think I could play Breath of the Wild like that. Like, I don't know if I would enjoy that either. I literally,
I
when
feel
I
like I
played,
just have to. Like I get a quest and I'm immediately like, oh, I have to do this.
compelled.
And then it's like the opposite direction where I'm like actually supposed to be going, and then
Yeah. I
an
can't do
hour's
that
passed
stuff.
and I've accomplished very little, and then I'm
Yeah.
frustrated and annoyed and I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to just not play like that if you don't like
But
it.
I guess. But I don't know. I like the outcomes of the side quest. I just, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a tough thing to explain. I'm so
Yeah.
torn about how I feel about it.
One thing I don't like about open world games is like, so like a lot of them, if they have like a story, it's like the story seems like very urgent, and really I know it's actually not. 'cause it's
Yeah,
a
you
game.
can spend 300 hours in
But-
the open world without completing it.
But there's a part of me that's just like, I have to complete the story or the world's gonna end. But I don't know. why.
Zelda's very much like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But like Calamity Ganon, you gotta help Zelda. Like, what are you waiting for?
And like, I just want to be like, guys, chill. I just want to fish. Save the world tomorrow, you know? And, like, I don't know.
Right.
That's. I guess I'm more thinking of like a sandbox game, more chill like that, but like an open world sandbox game. But I don't know. I like those types of quests and stuff, but there's always this like little bit of anxiety I get. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks that. But...
Some games are better at it than others, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the fictional characters' lives.
No.
I'll save them when I
That's
save
not
them.
what I mean. I mean like it's an open world game, but the story doesn't match that.
Yeah, like they want to have like a high stakes story, but then it's like, oh, here's a huge world, go waste 400 hours. Like, it doesn't really, they kind of clash with each other.
Yeah, but I think they need that story to keep people like me.
I think so too. That's the thing. It's
Fair
kind of
enough.
like a double-edged sword.
Like, if you want to go do side quests, you can do that. Like, you can take as much time as you want, but there are people who need that urgent story, or they're just not going to play the game.
Yeah, I know.
Well, then it just becomes like a Minecraft style game, like where there is no story and you're just kind of setting your own goals and stuff. And that doesn't really work for, you know, that type of game. But I mean, if you think about Breath of the Wild, like, if you think about Ocarina of Time as like a microcosm of Breath of the Wild, like, it's like an open world. Back then it seemed like an open world to me.
It is.
There's lots of side quests, there's lots of heart pieces to hunt down and stuff, but there's still like a big story that you can be ignoring.
Linear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story, for sure, it's a
story's
linear story,
linear,
but it's an open world.
Oh, it's open to some extent. Like, a lot of areas you just can't get to until you progress in the story.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like almost an open world.
I remember as a kid just exploring Hyrule Field and finding Lake Hylia and thinking that was the coolest. Like the
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, wow, I found this all on my own.
That game is
Like,
amazing.
the fishing game was so fun. I don't know why, but
I think it's just because it was something different.
Ben really wanted that crank back in whatever,
yeah,
99.
well, yeah, I needed that crank for my N64.
I think that Morrowind is probably one of the best examples of an open world game I've played that has like a big epic story, but it doesn't like shove it down your throat. It kind of does it by instead of giving you like all the information up front, like, oh, there's a big bad guy you have to beat and you're the chosen one and blah blah blah. Instead of doing that, it kind of like reveals it to you slowly as you play through key parts of the game, but it keeps you interested by making it like a big mystery of who you are and where you're from and why you've been brought to the island and stuff. And it kind of encourages you to like engage in the side quest content and talk to all the NPCs and learn about the world in order to figure out the story yourself. And I think I like that approach better than being like, as soon as you get off the plateau, like, this huge swirling black thing flying around the castle, go defeat it, and then but actually it ends up being 300 hours later that you go defeat it, you know? I don't know.
Right.
But I feel like almost all modern open world games have that type of like story. Even Bethesda games like Skyrim is like, you're the chosen dragonborn and you got to do this and that right from the beginning of the game. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
Definitely.
When I play those games, I install mods that like make me not the dragonborn. So
yeah, they let you like start somewhere else and yeah.
Which kind of
I
like
think Fable is kind of like that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Fable. Yeah, that's a good point.
Fable was
I don't know,
pretty
it's
good
fairly open.
like that, yeah. And it was fairly like, it had a big overarching story, but it kind of revealed it to you slowly as you played through.
There is something nice.
And you had the option to like not do stuff if you were. You had a lot more like freedom in that game. Oh, the world wasn't like that open.
Yeah, it wasn't that open, but still, the storyline is a little bit like, it's more like, instead of having this big epic story to keep people hooked, and then after 200 hours of messing around, they're like, why does it even matter anymore? You have to like feed it to them slowly, but keep it exciting at every step kind of thing. I don't know.
Mhm.
But that's hard to do, I'm sure.
Oh, no doubt. I wouldn't know how to design a open
Yeah,
world
me
game.
neither.
Nope.
Wouldn't know the first thing.
Or a story.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think there's a perfect solution because like some people like that urgent story thing. Some people don't.
It's an interesting dilemma, for sure.
Yeah, I think just make the game fun, let people play it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's kind of the whole point, I guess.
You don't play open world games. Breath of the Wild does it right, says Matt. Yeah. Sorry, I gotta turn down my in-game volume a bit. It's too loud.
I have it turned off right now because for some reason it keeps coming through my speakers, so it picked up on my mic.
Oh, annoying. I think Breath of the Wild does it right, but it also does it wrong because it has that big overarching story like any other Zelda game where it seems really urgent, but it also does the best at having, like, you know, this world that you can just explore and like discover things on your own. So it's kind of like at odds with each other a little bit. But I guess it depends on. I feel like when I went into it, I knew that, so it like changed my perception of it a little bit.
I totally get when people say they don't like Breath of the Wild. I can
I get
see
it,
how, especially like if you're expecting something like, I don't know, Green of Time or whatever. Like it's
I
very.
feel like I was
different in a way.
expecting that, but I feel like deep down that's what I'm wanting. you know?
Yeah.
For sure. It is a lot different. Like, it gives you pretty much all the power-ups and items at the beginning of the game, and then...
I hate that. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, and that kind of removes some of the nice charm of Zelda, because when you did a dungeon in Zelda, it was like, oh, I wonder what
You
item-
learned a new thing, you got a
Yeah.
new, you know.
Yeah.
You
And
feel
now
like
you're just
progressing.
overwhelmed
Yeah.
right out the gate. It's like, oh, here's like 4 different things you have to figure out how to use, and now use it in the world. See ya.
Which they do, I mean, like, with the style of the game, they kind of have to do that, but, because if they want you to be able to go anywhere, you have to be able to go anywhere and do anything.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I guess it just depends. Like, I didn't think the pacing was too bad at the beginning. I felt like separating each ability out into shrines, and then usually, like, on my way to the shrine, I was figuring out how to use the thing that I just got. But
Yeah.
I think that Link Between Worlds, the 3DS game, did it better. They had like a shop where you could rent all the items. So if you ran into something in the world where you needed a certain one, you could go there and trade in whatever item you had for the one that you needed. Or you could buy it outright once you had enough rupees. So it still had the, you can complete the game in any order you want, but it still had the benefit of it being structured like a classic Zelda game. It was pretty interesting the way that they did that one, I thought.
Forgot about emotes.
Oh, me too.
Always
I
forget.
always do. They're a lot easier to do on controller too. When I'm playing keyboard, I never use them because it's like a little out of the way. We gotta figure out a better way to display that, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we need to figure out a better way to display it without making it some huge thing on the screen too, so it doesn't like detract from gameplay, but it's tricky.
Yeah, like I do like where it is because it's out of the way, but I never like I don't think about it or see it or anything. So
Maybe
it's
if we-
I
It's
guess,
a little too out of sight.
yeah.
Incorporated something on the player reticle, the circle thing. Not
Yeah,
nothing-
maybe we could do something like that.
I don't know. It might be make it too cluttered, but I mean that's where you're always looking. So I think part of the reason is people don't see the menu. Should we wait for Vince?
Nah, it's alright. Go ahead.
It's too late anyway.
I want to win a game anyway, so Vince always wins.
I think the biggest problem, this is at least just my opinion, but I think the biggest problem with most open world games is that, like, the side quest content, like, they go for quantity over quality a lot of the time, and it's just not tied in enough to, like, I don't know, the world or the story or something. Like, in The Witcher 3, for example, there's a lot of side quest content, but it's all, like, big, and tied into each other. Like, you'll come into an area and you'll meet, like, the leader of that area, and you'll be, like, helping out the townsfolk and kind of unraveling the story of that area as you complete side quests. But, like, they obviously spend a lot of time planning that out. And then you have a lot of other games like Assassin's Creed where they just go for, like, sheer volume of side content, and it really has, like, nothing to do with the overall story or uncovering any, like, lore about the world or characters, and that is where it just kind of gets messy.
Witcher 3 is really good. It's really cool because, like, sometimes if you complete quests in a different order too, it changes some of the outcomes.
Yeah,
More choices.
That's pretty cool.
like, all of the side quests in Witcher 3 are, like, fucking worth playing. Like, they're barely side quests. They should be considered just, like, part of the game's story. But that's a lot of work to have, like, every quest in the game matter that much. So I don't know.
Pretty sophisticated tools to do something like that too, I think. Like, make it easy for, like, the dev team.
Whereas Zelda is more like a sandbox game with a Zelda story in it. So if you just, like, approach it, at least from the way I played it, I just kind of approached it as, like, a Zelda sandbox game without caring about the story too much, and I enjoyed it because of that, I guess. Like, because there was so much content and always something to find around every corner. But it's definitely not like a traditional Zelda experience in that way. It just seems like a lot of busy work, unless you're really enjoying yourself, I guess.
Alright, I got my egg.
You got your egg.
That was one
I
of
thought
my
that's what you
missions.
said, and I was confused for a minute,
Yeah.
but I remembered we have an egg.
That was one of my missions. I just finally completed it. I got my egg. I think we need to add on, like, the character select and the track select screen. We need to add little icons. If you have a mission for, like, a certain thing, it should, like, there should be something over top of the button.
Yeah, like toggle the missions, or you can, like, pin them or something, and they're always kind of on top.
Just something that say, hey, pick this. You have a mission related to this track or this.
Oh,
character.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Sometimes I jump in a game and, like, I can't remember what my missions are.
Yeah, if it just had a little icon by the track so that you knew, oh, I should vote for this one because I'm doing a mission for it right now, without having to, like, check it yourself. That's a good idea. Or the character would also have that.
We just need, like, a little, like, I don't know what a good icon for a mission would be, you know? Like, what? Maybe a little
Clipboard.
question mark or...
Yeah, a little clipboard or something like Vince said. It's a good idea.
I really have no idea, but why did I die?
I don't
I
know.
feel like exclamation marks are usually the
Yeah, that's
mark
true.
to
We already
mission.
used those for like everything else, though.
Notifications.
Yeah.
Everything else.
What about a clipboard with an exclamation mark on it? Ooh,
With an M, and we can highlight it and have a shadow under it.
there you go.
Or like a question mark is also often used.
Yeah, question mark is another common one.
Do a star. I don't know.
Comma.
Semicolon.
A semicolon is so good.
Have you guys seen the trailers for that new Kirby game?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
did not know there was a new Kirby game.
It's like Kirby, but it takes place in a cutesy post-apocalyptic world. It looks
Oh yeah,
amazing.
That sounds amazing.
right. Yeah, The Last
Why
of
did I
Us
know
Kirby
this?
edition.
Yeah, they just put out a new trailer for it and like showed a bunch of new areas like deserts and beaches and all this stuff, and it just
Oh really?
I don't know why, to me it just looks amazing. Like
Yeah.
I mean, Kirby games are usually pretty good too.
yeah,
I don't
that's the
think I've
thing.
played a single Kirby game.
I played both of the 3DS ones. There was like one called Kirby Planet Robobot, where you could get like this giant Kirby mech that could have any of your powers that you could suck up, and like I love that game. It was so much fun. I just love the idea of having like a big third-person platformer with like Kirby's copy abilities and stuff like that. It seems awesome because usually they're 2D platformers. Like even if they're 3D, they're still, you know, side scrollers.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a game I played a lot when I was a kid. Like all the not all the Kirby games, but I had one from my Game Boy Color. I played like all the time. Maybe it was my Game Boy. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, there's lots. There's tons of Kirby games actually.
Yeah. Apparently, it's got this like huge overarching story through like the entire series too.
Yeah,
Really?
it does apparently. Yeah,
Oh, that's a game I'm definitely not playing for the story.
it's
I
silly.
know.
All of the
Kirby.
Nintendo games do though too. Like the Mario games,
Yeah.
not so much anymore, but the Mario series used to. Like in Paper Mario for the N64, at the end, Bowser gets like blown away and everybody thinks that he's dead. And then in Luigi's Mansion for GameCube, which is the next game, they actually like reference Bowser being dead, and a fake Bowser comes around at the end of the game, but ends up being King Boo. And there's like this whole thing where they think King Boo resurrected Bowser. And then in Super Mario Sunshine, which was the next game after that, Bowser Jr. shows up, and then at the end of the game, Bowser is revealed to actually be alive. Like, it used to have a continual story through, like, every Mario game, no matter what genre it was in. But they don't really seem to do that much anymore.
Bowser didn't die. He was just playing golf.
Hey,
cool, though.
Hawkeye. How's it going? Yeah, it has been a while. I've just been, like, being lazy with Christmas and everything, but I'm gonna start streaming again soon. How have you been?
Oh, thanks.
Oh, Ben's Legend of Zelda hat. I was trying to think, like, what? We don't have a Legend of Zelda hat in the
I was
game.
thinking, I'm also wearing the shirt too. So,
We should make that, though. A little Link cap in the game.
Yeah. You could call it the
Yeah.
Lunk hat.
The long
I don't have
hat.
to call it anything.
Health hat.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. We don't have names.
We do have
have
a
an
Mega
elf
Man.
hat.
We have a pretty looking Mega Man hat in our game already.
Yeah, that's
so.
true.
Yeah, that's true, too. The Mega Man helmet.
Oh no, sorry, it's Ultra Guy.
It's
Mega Boy.
Mega Boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly better than your average boy.
Oh, you got
What a
COVID
sweet name.
after a
Thank
trip to Mount Tremblant. Damn. been off work since then. I don't know if I got COVID, but I was sick for like a week and a half or so right after Christmas.
Everyone had COVID, so
Yeah,
it's possible.
it's definitely possible. I just never bothered getting tested.
I've never
Don't
had a test.
the kids have some rapid tests or something?
Yes, so yeah, the kids had rapid tests because their side of the family, or their dad's side of the family, got COVID. They didn't have it yet though, so I don't know if they have it or not, but yeah, it's around. Everybody's getting it. It's like the most contagious form of it apparently, but it's also like
Yeah.
not nearly as
Mild.
dangerous.
For now, we'll see what happens. It's gonna mutate if it's that contagious. But
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Anything could happen.
yeah, it's so
Place your
stupid.
bets now.
I've heard that the rapid tests are also super unreliable.
Yeah,
They
not
are.
super accurate,
So,
but it's better than nothing.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did before we did our Christmas. We all did rapid tests before we went to my parents' house. So we had to like wait outside for 15 minutes while the tests, like, you know, did their thing. They look like pregnancy tests too, which is kind of
Yeah. And you got to pee on it. It's weird.
funny.
You're having twins, Ben.
Well, did I tell you guys about that?
You are having twins?
No, not that I'm aware. My sister sent me a photo of her negative test, and she had two of them because she did one for her and one for her husband. And like I saw the image, and I'm like, oh, she's having twins. And then I thought, wait, that's not how. That works.
It would be crazy if you had to stick something up your nose to find out if you were pregnant.
Well,
Two things to find out if you had twins.
well, she had two tests in the image. That's why.
One up each nostril.
Hmm.
But no, they're definitely they're uncomfortable, but they're not bad. Like, it's just the fact you have to do them yourself. That's the tricky part.
Yeah, well, that's probably also why they're super unreliable, I
Yeah.
guess. That's probably a big part of it.
User error.
Well,
yeah.
there is like a negative, positive, and then like an inconclusive. Like if you did it wrong, it should tell you.
Oh, really? Oh, shit, I didn't know
yeah.
that. I haven't taken one, so I don't know.
Yeah, we had to do it before Christmas too. I forget why. If we were in contact with someone or something. Yeah, I think one of my friends had it, and we had just seen her kind of like a week and a half before, so we wanted to be sure before we saw like my whole family.
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We just did it as a precaution because my parents are a little older, so. Oh, I think I'm in a game with I'm in with an AI.
Damn it, Ben.
Yeah, I missed the ball on that one. Sorry. Just buy some stuff from the shop. Ooh, nice flower.
I really like small. I guess I can't really call them open world games, but like I was saying, like I played a lot of horror games over Christmas on stream, or like I was playing Luigi's Mansion, stuff like that. I really like games with like they're kind of like an open world game, but they have like a small scope. Like Luigi's like a big open game, but it's all takes place in a single hotel. I really love that for some reason. I don't know why.
I gotta play that game.
Or
too.
like what were the other ones I said? A lot of the horror games, like they all take place in like one of them takes place in like an insane asylum, or the other one takes place in this like underwater complex. But like the scope of it is really small, and I don't know why I really like that a lot for some reason. So many, I think it's that so many games try to do like everything all at once, and it's nice to have a game like Luigi's Mansion where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a ghost hunting game and it takes place in a haunted hotel. Like it's just nice to have something so focused, I guess.
that makes sense.
Nintendo's good at that,
Yeah,
to be honest.
they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for 30 years, 35 years.
We play one more.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
I don't know why, but I think I'm just not used to the character select screen, but I never realize what color I am. I don't know why. But I do like it much better.
Yeah, maybe we can have like a little flashing part on your character or something to stand out.
I feel like for online games, we could definitely do something like to have your box be more clear.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, not even like the big boxes, like the small box. Like when I'm looking at the character selects at the bottom, like the actual.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we just don't even need to see the other icons.
Yeah, that might be
But
a
I
good
don't know.
call. Like obviously for local, we'll have to see them, but for online, if we just only have your cursor,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Or if you have a party, I guess we'd have to show both cursors too, but it would be less confusing to have like, because yeah, you get into the game and there's 4 cursors all moving at once, and it takes you a second to figure out which one is yours a lot of the time. I definitely
Yeah, I'm
get
not
that
sure
too.
why. But
Even
it
if
does.
you had a party of Steam players, like I don't think you need to see.
Yeah, you don't need to see theirs necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
true.
mean, you still see their
It
character.
doesn't matter for like local players.
Yeah, it would
For
only
local,
matter
yeah,
for local.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. You can still see the characters at the top, I think. I think that's a... Character select's a good way to show off your character customizations. But...
Well, a big part of the problem is that you don't know what player you are before you enter the game. You know what I mean? Like, you could be player 3 or 4, and it changes every time too. So it's not like it's consistent.
You do. Well, I guess maybe it's not clear. Your tab changes color at the bottom.
Yeah,
That's true. I never remember to look at that, but
nobody looks at that.
yeah. But yeah, that is true.
But yeah, maybe we can make that more clear. I think that's probably a better idea.
Like, basically, every time we go into character select, it takes me a second to figure out which cursor is mine, and then I'm good to go. But I never know right away which cursor I am, so...
Well, just hiding the other ones might help all of it, because then you're only going to see the color cursor that you have.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you'll know what color you are right away, kind of thing. No. I tried to go in the corner and got stuck on the box. Sweet, I'm almost level 51.
I'm almost 53.
Nice.
Almost 58.
15, guys.
I know.
I got my hat. I got my pirate hat.
Oh, nice. Oh, I
I've
should
had
check the market before we stop.
3,363 deaths.
Nice.
Where do you see the deaths?
In the profile page.
Yeah.
Gotta go in the page. I got 1,500 deaths.
Oh my god. I have apparently 2,394 deaths.
I've got 644, but that doesn't seem right.
Well, when you reset your...
Well, I don't think I'm resetting that stuff, but
Oh, I don't know.
maybe I am. I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah,
you're
that stuff's
invincible.
on Steam. That stuff's stored on Steam, not
Oh, really?
yeah.
Hmm.
I think anyway. I haven't touched it. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually about that, but anyway. I think we're going to call it a day there for the stream, guys. But thank you guys all for coming out to watch and hang out and chat for a bit. We appreciate it. And we will be back next week.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday. We're changing our stream time to Thursdays at 1 p.m. They used to be Fridays at 3. So we're going to be doing this same time slot as our normal streaming time. And yeah, we'll be back, and just stay tuned to our Twitch channel and check out the game on Steam if you haven't already. If you're interested in trying it out, we actually have a demo available. And yeah, follow us on the Steam page. You'll get updates about what new things we have coming to the game and stuff. And we'll have some new stuff to show off pretty soon. So yeah. And if you're interested, you can also join our Discord, which you can find a link to at the bottom of our Twitch page. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah,
Bye.
See ya.